You got too much going on in the bag. Excuse me. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Tiffany Shyla and I am back with another story time. I see that you guys liked my misfortunes, so I guess I'll just make another story time so you guys can laugh at my pain again. This story time is going to be about a time where I went to, a time when I rode the Greyhound and I was sitting right next to a fugitive. So let's get started. So this is about 2 years ago, and I was going out with my 4 other best friends. We were having a girls trip. It was literally like the movie Girls Trip. We went to New Orleans for Mardi Gras, and it was so fun, y'all. It was so fun. But in order to get there, so this is how it went. At the time, I was going to Georgia State, and the rest of my best friends were going to, like, one of them was going to USC, and then the other ones were at Georgia Southern. So that's like 4 hours away from me. So the ones that were going to Georgia Southern, they rode the bus together, and I really think that all of them rode the bus together. My other best friend lives there. The one we were going to meet for Mardi Gras, she already lives there. So the rest of us were riding by bus in order to meet her there. But I had a class that day, I think, that they were leaving. I had a class, so I had to leave a little bit later than them. So I ended up riding the bus by myself, guys. So fun. So I don't really ride the Greyhound like that, so I really wasn't sure how it was gonna go. I've heard a lot of stories. None of them really that good, but I never thought that I was gonna ever be in this type of situation. So, first of all, in Atlanta, to get on the Greyhound, there is this long line. Like, I skipped the line, but people be skipping each other, and people just be wilding out because the line is so long to get on one bus, and it's just so crowded. So I skipped the line, I got on, but I had went upstairs. I really hope that this is the right bus. It's either Greyhound or Megabus. I don't remember, but I sat upstairs. I think it's Greyhound though. I sat upstairs and I was like searching for a seat, and then I found one in the very front. Turns out, like, I was sitting there for a good minute, y'all. Turns out that those are like luxury seats. I don't know why they were so special, because they didn't, they weren't like first class seats in an airplane or something, but they just had a little bit more leg room. So I guess people reserved those seats. I didn't. So I was sitting there the whole time till the bus filled up, and all the seats were full. So when they told me, I was like, are you kidding? So pretty much I couldn't get like the seat that I wanted. So I think a couple rows back, there was one seat open. One seat. So I didn't really have to look that far, but there was one seat open, and it was sitting next to a girl. Mind you, the seats are in two, like pairs of 2. So it was one aisle seat left open. I go back and I was like, excuse me, ma'am, do you mind if I sit here? She's like, no, go ahead. Go ahead. And I took a seat. So I'm sitting down. I'm like, oh, she look cool. She's not going, bother me. I don't think she's going to be talking like that anyways. So I'm pulling out my headphones for the ride till we start, like, I didn't start listening to music until after. And so I pull out my headphones, I'm sitting chilling. We wait until the bus pulls off, and so we're having a conversation. She's like, "Are you from here?" I was like, "No, I'm not from here. Are you?" She's like, "No, I'm not from here. I'm from," I think she said like Vegas or something like that. Somewhere on the west side of the U.S. And she said Vegas, I believe. And she's like, "But I'm here to visit my sister and my nieces and nephew." I'm like, "Okay, that's really cool." And so, yeah, she was like, "I'm here to visit my nieces and nephew and my sister." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool. Well, what are you going to New Orleans for?" She's like, "I'm just going to visit a friend for Mardi Gras." I'm like, "Oh, cool, me too." Yeah, so I'm really friendly and talkative, so I get to talking. I was yapping, telling all my business. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm leaving to go meet my other 4 friends in Louisiana. This is about to be our first Mardi Gras. I'm so excited. It's like a real girls trip." Da 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 da. Just talking, y'all. Telling her information she didn't even ask about. And so she goes, "Oh, we should link." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that'd be cool." You know, talking. I'm like, okay. So when the story gets crazy, I'm like, she has to link in Louisiana. Anyways, so yeah, we get to talking. She said something about like, oh, okay, so no. I think like she was just asking me little stuff about me, and I was telling her where I stayed, like what part of town I stayed on. She said she was in Atlanta, and I was like, "Oh, well, I live in so and so and so and so." Like just telling my business. I'm so dumb. I was telling her where I stayed. I told her where I went to school at. So stupid. Anyways, so we end that conversation. Finally pull off. Start playing my music. Da, 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 da. I fall asleep. Wake back up. And then when I woke up, she was on the phone. Now when she was on the phone, she was talking to somebody, talking about something about the custody of her kids. Talking about, "Oh, he ain't even give me money for clothes and this and that, and oh, I'm not taking him to, or taking them to see him and this and that." Like talking about the custody of her kids. Didn't think about any of that. You know, I just thought she was like a furious mother. That happens. So I was like, "Nah." And I was really trying to mind my business, y'all, but she was kind of being loud and ratchet on the phone. So I was hearing everything she was saying. So time moves on. We make one stop. There was 3 stops in total to get to New Orleans. So we made one stop. It was all good. Then we go, keep going for a few more hours. I'm in and out of sleep. I think at the first stop she got off and got some snacks. Then the second stop comes. And this is where it gets juicy, because the third stop was in New Orleans. So the second stop comes and we arrive, right? Where was it at? I don't remember. I'm going to try to find the stops, but it was in some other state. I forgot. But we make that second stop, and she was getting off. And she goes, "Oh, you know if there's a bathroom here?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know if there's a bathroom on the bus," because I really didn't know. I was like, "But we're stopping, so they should have a bathroom here." She was like, "Okay, well, I'll be back. Can you watch my stuff, please?" I said, "Okay, that's fine." You know me. "Yeah, that's fine." So she get off. Mind you, she got like a bag. Okay, yeah, she got a plastic bag sitting by her seat, like by her feet, and then she had her belongings. I guess she took her phone with her too. But she gets off off the bus to go use the bathroom. Soon as she get off the bus, y'all, soon as she get off, it's like FBI coming through the aisle. So pretend this was the seat, like pretend these were the two seats and this is the aisle. It's like 3 FBI officers walking down the aisle. They're screaming, y'all. Not screaming, but they are talking with a very, very high value. Like, they're serious and they mean business. They're speaking at a very high volume and they're like, Miss so-and-so, so-and-so. What is her name? I'm going to find her name. Oh, not that I'm going to put it in the video because I don't want her to find me. We're going to call her Kimberly Jones. They're like,
Miss Kimberly Jones, if you are on this bus, I need you to get up now.
and I'm like, Kimberly, where y'all at?
This is the FBI. We are not playing. This bus will not move forward if Kimberly Jones does not get up and come with us.
I'm like, oh, baby, I got somewhere to go. Miss Kimberly Jones, I'm gonna need you to reveal yourself because I gotta go party with my girls in New Orleans. Y'all, Kimberly Jones is not saying nothing. So at this point, they are getting mad. They pull out their paper. They had a paper, 2 papers with the girl's mugshot and her regular picture on there. Kimberly Jones. So I guess she's been arrested before in the past because they have her mugshot. They have her mugshot and her regular picture walking down the aisle like, have you seen this person? Have you seen this person? Do they look familiar? And then they have us, because Kimberly Jones is not revealing herself, they have us all pulling out our license, right? And showing them that this is not us. So, like I said, I was closer to the front of the row, right? But they started showing the other side of the aisle, her pictures first. So, they go all the way up with the picture and then come all the way back down on my side. So they show everybody on this side, you know, the picture. They're like matching it up with the license. Have you seen this person? And people are silent. But I look over the row and these 2 people who was acting goofy, like on the bus, like they was making everybody laugh. They're looking at me like kind of sideways. Like after they look at the picture, they're looking like. So.
Well, shorty to land my trip.
Real life.
I gotta go hit the city.
Right.
And that fuck shit.
Trying to tell.
So the FBI officer comes back down the aisle with the picture, and he shows it to me this time. Y'all, my heart dropped to my butt, and I just could not pick my jaw up off the floor. I was like, and then people that were sitting across, they were like, and I'm like, not trying to be no snitch or nothing, because I don't know if she got friends on the bus or nothing, but I'm like, that's the girl that was sitting next to me. And they like, and I'm like, sir, because you know I'm ready to go. At this point, I'm just like ready to go to New Orleans. So I'm like, if it's a snitch, I'll be that. Sir, it was the girl sitting next to me, but he was like, I was like, she went to the bathroom. So the other 2 officers get off the bus. Actually, I think all 3 of them got off the bus. And there was some more FBI officers downstairs too. So they all get off the bus. And now we looking through the window, right? And she trying to return back onto the bus. Mind you, she takes a little minute. Like, she's probably the last one on the bus. But they're still checking people who are trying to come on the bus. So there's like a line to get onto the bus. And so they're checking everybody face by face until they get to her. Y'all, when they got to her, it's about to go down. So I went over to the window on the right side because that's where it was. And I was looking through, I was like, they pulled her, like they yanked her off to the side where there was like a little, you know how with public transportation there's like a little bus cubby thing. It's glass and they got a bench. They yanked her over there and they like was pushing her, put her in cuffs. Like they was just roughing her up. I'm like, dang, what she do? But you know, it had to be something bad if it was the FBI. So they was manhandling her and everything, put her in handcuffs. And I was like, dang, this is why we all on the bus recorded. I think I still have the videos, but I don't know if I'm going to put it on here because, like I said, I don't want her to come find me. They was yanking her up and put her in handcuffs, and we all recording, like everybody recording. They like, oh, you see that? I wonder what she did. Da, 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 da. And y'all, they gon', because she is a fugitive, they ripped her wig off and threw it on the floor. When I tell you the whole bus was weak, that was so dirty because her hair was not even in no braid. It wasn't in a braid down. It was just looking mad crazy, and she had like missing edges, and it was just sticking up. I felt so bad that she had to go out like that. And mind you, oh, okay, so before we stopped too, like we kept seeing cops along the way. Like we kept seeing them. It was, I kid y'all not, it was probably 20 cops. Like 20 cop cars. There was some in back of us. Some kept speeding up, like speeding past us and stuff like that. And we're like, dang, this city is hot. Like, why are so many cops? That is why. They were all, like when we ended up pulling off, we saw a whole bunch more cops like waiting. I guess just in case she had like a runaway vehicle or she was trying to get away. But it was so many cop cars. So yeah, they ripped her wig off and threw it on the floor, started patting it down to see if she had anything in her wig. And then the guy comes up, and one of the officers, the one that caught her the first time, he comes up and he's looking in the seat because she was sitting next to me. He's looking in the seat and he's like,
ma'am, did she have anything in her seat?
and I'm like, yeah, just this bag she asked me to look after. He was like, I'm like, hand it to you. I don't know what's in there. Like, I'm really scared. And so I pick it up when everybody's looking, like laughing and looking around. I'm like, do I really have to pick that up? So I picked it up. It was just like a bag of chips, y'all. And I gave it to them. And so they left. And we got to leave too. So we finally pulled off skirt. Long story short, we ended up looking. I got the people who was sitting across from me, I got their number, and they ended up sending me her mugshot a few days later, and they had pulled up her whole record, y'all. It turns out she got arrested for like robbing somebody that was murdered in her, you know. So she basically tried to finesse this man who was already killed by her people. And she had his watch still. So that's how like she was tied to the scene. But yeah, that was so crazy. That was the story time on the time when I sat next to a fugitive on the Greyhound. Crazy. Y'all, I doubt you have any experiences like this, but if you do, let me know. And I'll see you on my video next time. Bye guys.